Hello, once again. I am Doc Rodden, and this is Horror News Radio, the official gruesome magazine podcast. Back with me again this week are the scariest, goriest, bloodiest co-host on the net. Joining me tonight is the one and only Dave Dreyer, lead news writer at Gruesome Magazine. Dave, how you doing, sir?
Doc, it's so nice to have news to talk about again. This is wonderful.
Yes,
we didn't have to search to find stories. They just kind of were there.
They just fell out of the sky. Now, yes, we are back to doing the weekly horror news. Once 2020 just tanked that whole idea.
It all went to hell.
And so we're getting back into the swing of things, getting our news legs back on, and all that goodness. Yes.
But you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
What?
Thank you. And good night.
Oh my God.
Also joining us
Today's random force gump quote.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Joining us tonight is award-winning filmmaker Christopher G. Moore. How you doing, sir? Can you?
Come on, Christopher. Top that one. Top it, Christopher.
Dave isn't a smart man.
Oh no!
But I know what love is.
Life is like a box of Dave Dress. You never know what you're going to get. I'm doing good. Minus the Forrest Gump references.
All right. You guys are killing me. All right. Also joining us is Decades of Horror Master of Ceremonies, the one and only Jeff Moore. Jeff, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. It's nice to be here.
Okay, wait. What were you looking around for? I missed something.
I was trying to figure out who the master of ceremony is.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait. I know he's doing something. There's a reference.
Yeah, it's the reference is all in Jeff's head. So just go with it. Go with it. Enjoy it. All right.
It is. It's always.
He's a little possessed.
Oh no! Stop.
Hey.
Also joining us is Living Dead girl Crystal Cleveland. How you doing?
I'm good. I feel like I need to be like, we've got fried shrimp, grilled shrimp, shrimp scampi. Like, I want to keep going with it.
You keep doing it.
That's all I know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I got nothing. I'm just. All right. So we are here to talk about the news for September 27th, 2021. We have 5 interesting little articles to discuss and go over and figure out what it means to the world of horror. We hope that you enjoy this, and if you do, please hit the thumbs up and like buttons. Also, hit and subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. But most of all, leave some comments down below. That would be great. All right, let's get into this, shall we? Shall we? All right, so we're trying something a little new, mainly because I ran out of time, so we don't have the normal cards. But up first, TUDUM. Netflix had an event this weekend, and I spent most of the week going, what is TUD?
TUDUM.
What is that? And then, it's the music. Now I can't stop saying it. But yes, we finally got another peek at what is Stranger Things 4. And this one introduces the Creel House. Which is really interesting. It's a really nice Victorian house, and it's the Creel family moves into it in the 50s, and we get to see a lot of creepy things happen. Lights blink, weird stuff, and then it cuts to the 80s or closing in on the 90s. I'm not really sure what year we're at. And Dustin, Lucas, Max, Steve, and Robin break into the Creel house, searching for clues of something that's going to be in season 4. And what we see is the clock. This grandfather clock, and it ends up exposing, I guess, the upside down in it, and that was a lot of fun. So, one last little nugget of news is that, speaking of Creel, Victor Creel of the Creel House is going to be portrayed by Robert Englund, and I'm sure we're all happy about that.
How did I know that? I know. I did not know that.
Oh man! And of course, this is going to end up coming out sometimes in 2022. Do we know when in 2022? I don't find it.
I think it's going to be New Year's.
New Year's, straight
up.
Because every season has come out around a holiday. like around Halloween, around July 4th, around
All right.
Christmas. So
All
everything's
right,
around
well,
a holiday. So I don't know. That's my thoughts.
you heard it here first, folks. All right. What do we think of this particular thing? And let's just take a quick look at Dustin here. Dustin
Oh
has come
wow.
up.
Okay.
You got
Yeah,
a
I
beard.
I put the Dustin hat on for you.
Yeah,
Although putting him on over my headphones makes my head look really big, but not it's already big as well.
I'm going to say, you set yourself up for that one, sir. There are so many things we can say about that. But why don't you start us off? Because there's a lot here that makes you happy. One, you love Stranger Things. Two,
first
you
of
love
all, Stranger Things. Second of all, they've combined one of my other favorite things, which is Nightmare on Elm Street. And they got Robert Englund playing Victor Creel. And if you watch this, they play a song called Dream a Little Dream.
Yep.
And the guy, when they show up at his house, he's wearing a fedora hat.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I'm extremely excited about this. You know, again, this is the kind of show I wish I would have made. You know, me and my love for 80s stuff in general. So we definitely get a lot of that 80s stuff. We get, Dustin, of course, is one of my favorite characters on the show. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where they go with this, where you have Victor Creel, this guy sort of like supposedly killed his family when he was younger. And he's supposedly, I guess, in some kind of sanitarium or something right now. Or in the time when they go to the 80s or whatever. So I am extremely excited when they combine some of these other people that are known for other things. Like we've had, what's his name, who's from Aliens in previous seasons. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with this. It looks really cool. Yeah, I'm extremely excited. I'm giddy as a little schoolgirl.
He's a cool girl. Of course,
Just
if all
doing
of
jumping in a jump rope, singing 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
nicely done. And of course, if I'm going to embarrass Christopher, so I apologize in advance. But if you did not know, there was a thing called Doctor Stranger Things.
Yeah, I love
It was incredibly awesome.
I love it.
Even to the waffle eye of Agamotto.
Which is a real waffle.
The box of Egos.
Yes.
Eggo.
And so congratulations, sir. That was really awesome and is still awesome to this day.
Oh, I can't wait to possibly come out with a new version of it for next year because we have a new Doctor Strange and a new Stranger Things. So.
Oh.
That's right. That's right. I was Riser. What's the guy's name? Riser. Because you brought him up. Paul Reiser.
David
Paul
Reiser, yeah.
Oh,
he was from
Paul
Aliens.
Okay.
Yes, that's the guy. I was trying to you got my brain starting, and it just like there's a lot of friction.
Well, they always have those crossovers with like certain actors from genre stuff. You know, they had what's his name from the Goonies was in it, and so
yeah, you get me with these what's the names because I have no idea who they are. There's a lot of people in the Goonies. But let's move on. Crystal, we're not everybody's going to get to talk about every article. Sorry. But Crystal, what is, I don't know your take on.
Who doesn't love Stranger Things? Are you kidding me? Come on. Who does? Wait, Dave, you don't like, what?
No, it's not that I know, but what I said was they were starting to tread water. It was the same shit over and over again.
Oh, no, I love it.
But this looks good. This actually looks really good. If you read the little article I posted up on Gruesome, I actually gave it some kudos and said, looks like maybe they got their heads out of their ass and wrote something original.
Oh, nice.
So what I like is like, I think this is only going to be like a small portion of, the whole season because I think they're going to obviously have to go to Russia. I know they're going to Russia because I know that they had a casting call for people who looked Russian. So they're going to have to go and get Hopper back. So that's going to be part of that. I'm really interested to see how this is going to fit into the whole story. Like what does this guy have to do with everything? Maybe he started, I don't know. Maybe that's where the upside down, I don't know. I could make some sort of like conjecture, but no, I love Stranger Things. Okay, so I have loved it for so long because I loved Millie Bobby Brown when she was in Intruders, which no one has seen Intruders. It was when she was even littler. And it was a BBC show, and she was amazing in it. And so even before Stranger Things came out, I saw her in it, and I was like, oh my God, this little girl, she's amazing. So if you haven't seen Intruders, It had Mira Sorvino too.
Ooh, well,
Mm-hmm.
can't win them all. What? Did I say something?
That sounded like a slight.
It was. It was. She was.
That's like into sarcasm there. I don't know
Mm.
what's up with that.
Well, I had to give it a shot of dry British. No. All right. That's so we're looking forward to Stranger Things. It comes out in 2022.
Eventually.
And according to Christopher G. Moore, it's going to be New Year. So
That makes sense.
let's hold him to it. Jeff, any final words before we move on about this? I don't even know. Do you know what Stranger Things is, sir? I'm kidding.
Of course he
I'm kidding.
does.
But tell us your thoughts.
What'd you say? Oh, I am a fan, and I forget. We actually watched the first season on vacation. It came out, and we were up in Minnesota, and everybody was streaming in their own rooms at night, and we talk about it in the morning. Anyway, no, I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks interesting. This was totally unexpected. I expected kind of more of the same, going down the storyline to Russia, and this is an added twist. So.
Nice. All right. Well, we're all looking forward to it. Up next, our next article is now, there's a tie between East Coast tie between the first article and this one, and that's where the filming location is. Of course, Stranger Things filmed in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Black Phone filmed in Wilmington, North Carolina. And okay, there is history here between these two towns and film. And if you live in the area, you know what it is. If you don't, it feels like a very obscure reference here that I just made. But anyway, Black Phone. Ethan Hawke stars. It's coming from the people behind Sinister and Doctor Strange. It is coming out on January 28th. We finally got a look at it, and here it is right here with the poster, hiding much of our happy faces. And I've got to turn this over to our friend Dave Dreher for a number of reasons. Not only did the film play at Fantastic Fest here this past weekend, but there's a lot of, this is the first time we get to look at the bad guy, the big bad, and the mask is designed by the one and only Tom Savini. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah. Tom and Jason, did the mask. It looks great. I think
That's
looks
why
really,
it's so good. Yeah.
I think it really looks fantastic. And the early reviews out of Fantastic Fest are fantastic on this. People are digging on it. So I'm excited to see this one. Of course, based on the Joe Hill short story, which was great. If you never got a chance to read it, you certainly should. From what I'm hearing, it's a faithful adaptation. And, our lead villain is just one nasty dude. Wow. And the simplicity of the mask is brilliant. It really is. I like it. So I'm excited. The poster alone makes me excited to see
poster alone. Now you said Tom and Jason. Jason, elaborate.
Jason Baker, his partner. Actually, Jason owns the studio. Tom is kind of a consultant, if you will.
No.
Tom is kind of again, I don't want to use the R word. He's not. Officially, he doesn't have his own studio anymore. So Jason has the studio, Calcium Studios, and Tom is an advisor or a mentor or whatever you want to call it. So he had a guiding hand in the development of that.
Guiding hand,
yes,
definitely. And I mentioned three things that Christopher G. Moore will want to talk about. One is Fantastic Fest, which I think is on his bucket list of getting his films into. Director Scott Derrickson and writer
Robert
Cargill. Yes, I always wanted to do Robert C. I am so sorry, C. Robert. Of course, we met him down in Atlanta for DragonCon. I think you've met him since then again, right? Maybe not. But what do you think about this?
Oh, I'm excited about it. I mean, I them pairing up again. And working with Ethan Hawke again.
That's right. He was in Sinister.
He was in Sinister. And I guess he's the Sinister one now. But yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I think I see Robert Cargill. I follow on Twitter, and he's gives some of the most amazing advice on the writing. And he's the one that tweeted my picture of Dr. Stranger Things that helped it to go viral. cosplay. And so I'm I'm always like,
it's a subliminal.
Doc has it on speed dial.
Yeah, that's a sinister picture in itself. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with this. I know, I've heard all the reviews. I'm kind of jealous because I really wanted to go, because not only did they show this, but they showed last night in Soho as well. They had it as one of their secret screenings.
Nice.
That Edgar Wright showed up for. So yeah, I'm excited to see anything that sort of like is an adaptation of either, of course we have the Stephen King stuff, but the Joe Hill thing, and so who I think is an amazing writer, just as amazing as his dad. So I don't know. I'm really excited to see what to do with this. I've heard a lot of, people talking about how creepy and stuff is. And so I'm just waiting to see what they do with this. I'm chomping at the bit. I want to see it now. And I hate seeing all these people raving about it and I can't see it yet. So I put it on my eyeballs.
We gotta get past all this so we can do road trips and do fantastic things. The Grabber. Ethan Hawke, what do you think of the villain, Jeff Moore? Does this look scary to you?
Well,
tough,
yeah. I mean, actually, I saw people bitching about it looking like the Joker, but I thought my first thought was it Twisty?
Oh yeah.
American Horror Story, kind of. So yeah, I mean, I think I wouldn't want to see that walking down the alley at night. I'm not sure where he goes, but I love Ethan Hawke, loved Sinister, and I love the initial cast on this with Jeremy Davies and James Ransone. Both very good at playing off-center characters, off-kilter characters.
I think that's interesting and kind of sad that people see that and immediately think any sort of like only clown. That doesn't read clown to me at all.
No,
it's not a clown.
I didn't think clown either, and I feel bad because I read that book, the 20th Century Ghost Stories. That's the one it's in, right, Dave?
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
I read that book and I love the book, but I can't remember that story off the top of my head, so I have to go back.
I think I might have read that too, and I don't remember it. I need to go back and find that.
That's a creepy book.
20 pages? 20 pages into a full feature film.
To a full-length feature film, yeah.
Wow.
But one last little thing, let me see if I can find the picture again, is, never talk to strangers there, Crystal. So
yeah, you know how I feel about that.
That's good advice. Mm-hmm. Is this going to be triggery for you with the Grabber thing? Or is
what Grabber? Never talk
to
strangers?
The Grabber, yeah, that too. Yeah. The villain is a child abductor, I guess is wrong.
Oh, okay, I see.
In previous reviews, you've had kind of like events with.
Yeah, well, because it's always stupid things that's the reason why the kids got. So yeah, I mean, I don't. There's a couple things that I don't like in horror, and my number 1 and 2, and they're together, is I don't like to see kids get hurt or animals get hurt. That's it. Other than that, I don't really care.
Everybody else is fair game.
But I don't like kids or animals. Anything that's like innocent, picking on the weak, I just think is gross. I think you could do better, But this could be done in a way that I could be okay with. It just depends on the way it's done,
It does. Well, one of the reviews described it as heart plus horror. So.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm probably out. Out. Gross.
I thought that would bring you in, and it takes you out. Oh my God! What little?
Why would you think that? Y'all are the ones that like those romance horror grossness that y'all like. I was like, ew. No.
I don't think it's romance. It's not a romantic horror comedy.
Heart.
Right.
Oh, what's heart then?
You care about the characters.
With feeling, you care about the characters.
But you care about the characters at almost anything, and you wouldn't call it heart. Like, I wouldn't call, I don't know, Nightmare on Elm Street a movie with heart.
Well, that's different. That's not a...
You will cry.
I think we're talking,
All right.
Don't
like-
have expectations for Crystal.
We don't know.
Yeah.
You should learn
This
that
is
by
the
now.
end of my
Yeah.
instructions on how to derail a discussion in 2 seconds. All right, up next is
Christopher's right though.
the show Let the Right One In has
Oh,
made its way to Showtime, or will, in early 2022. 10 episodes. Actually, will begin filming in 2022. Let me rephrase that. And it includes in the lead of one of the leads, because obviously it's not the young lead. Sorry, Dane but he's is the name actor in this. Other ones is Anika Noni Rose, Grace Grummer. Grace Grummer, is that Grace Gummer? Is
Meryl
that
Streep's daughter.
Meryl Streep's daughter? Yes, thank you. Madison Taylor Baez, Kevin Carroll, Ian Foreman, and Jacob Buster. But of course, it's about the guest. So Jeff, there's been a couple of Let the Right Ones In. There's the original, and then the U.S. remake. Are you familiar with this property? And if so, what do you think of it being a 10-episode series?
I like the idea because I think there's definitely room to explore that idea of the. This talks about being 10 years in, so the 12-year-old girl will actually be 22 years old, but looking like a 12-year-old. And I also think Damien Bashir is going to be great at playing the character of her father. That seems to me to be a role that fits some of the best things that he's done. Yeah.
No, but I think it is her father.
I think it is her father.
Yeah,
it starts
in
off
this
as her
it
father?
actually
Okay.
is her. It's her father taking care of her. Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, yeah, I guess see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because I didn't see it as the father in the movies.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no. It was
This is
just
different. This is
All
a
different.
right.
long line of.
All right. So, Crystal, elaborate on that. What else is different about this?
Well, I don't like this series, so
Nope. Wow.
I know it very well. I know it.
Go back this way.
Yeah, but in the movies, she's much older, and she's gone through like a series of different men. In this one, she's only been a vampire for 10 years, so she was still a child, and so her father is still alive and raising her. So that's the difference. So it actually is her father, which I think is actually a smart decision because then you don't have to deal with the ickiness of the odd weirdness with the young girl who's actually not young but looks young, and even though you can kind of understand it because she gets these kids when they're young, her age, young, and then it's so confused. It's such a confusing thing dealing with that, but I just it didn't do much for me.
The movies.
I know,
or
the movies. I know a
really?
lot of people really liked them. I mean, they were okay. It's kind of boring. Not enough horror for me. Wasn't. It was okay. That's all. It's like.
Christopher, save me. Do you agree with Crystal? Is Let the Right One In a unique vampire storyline that is maybe has a little more horror than she's suggesting?
It probably has too much heart for her.
It probably does.
Little kids.
Yeah, unless it's ripping the heart out, she's not into it.
That's a
Literally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've enjoyed them. I think, I think not every vampire story has to be told the same way, and I think that's definitely a different approach. And I think both iterations worked well. It's one of those few instances where the remake, kind of stands on its own and does its own little thing. I think my worry is like, how many times can you remake it to where it's still good? You know what I mean? Is the show going to be just more of a Xerox of what we've seen before? Or, luckily they have enough ability to sort of flesh out things and you get to know the characters more in like a series than you would in the movies. So I think there's an opportunity there, but at the same time, it does kind of worry me, like, because first of all, it comes down to the performances, and second of all, it's like, you got to really hammer home, what you're doing with the series because you can stretch it out. And is this something that they're going to do a good job of stretching out, or is it going to be something that feels kind of like,
forced.
maybe they should have made another film, So I don't know. I'm kind of questionable about it because, again, it'd be different if like they made one and the remake was crappy or whatever. It's like, okay, I can do something different with it. But because both of them were good sort of on their own, sometimes the third time's not a charm in that respect. So I don't know. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, but I think it's one of those things I want to see it to make that kind of decision. But I don't. I'm in the gray area right now as to what I think about it, because I don't. It kind of worries me. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of vampires, I was yesterday years old when I found out that Nandor was in Cruella.
What?
That's out of nowhere. Nandor from.
No, I knew that right away when he showed up on screen. That's the guy who plays Nandor.
I didn't recognize him. I'm just saying. I digress in a huge way. All right, the next article is there's a movie from 1981 that is bonkers and not as well known as many people as you would think, and it's called Possession. It's the Sam Neill joint early on, and then also
that looks pretty.
Yeah, also Isabella Johnny
eating strawberries.
Yeah, cherries. Yeah, this movie came out in 81, excuse me, at Cannes, debuted at Cannes. Isabelle Johnny won Best Actress for this, and this is a bonkers movie. And I'm going to get to Jeff here because this is definitely there's a lot of big news with the Decades of Horror with this one, but I got to get with Dave because I didn't want to ignore Dave. At least I don't want to be caught ignoring Dave. Dave, where does this film sit in your radar? Have you watched this film? Are you aware of this film? Or are you part of the
I mean, I seen it, I seen it back in the day. It never really ranked up there for me as, I've kind of coined that artsy fartsy thing. This was definitely artsy fartsy crazy. Not a whole hell of a lot made sense in this movie. It was just like a bunch of random images that sometimes looked cool and sometimes didn't. I don't think I've seen it since it was out in VHS, which probably happened about 86, 87, somewhere in there.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and I think that's the last time I seen it. So, but it's like recently kind of started gaining an audience again. So
definitely has a cult following.
Yeah, we'll have to see where that goes. I've seen shirts at cons now starting to pop up, with the cover art and stuff. So, but yeah, this was not one that really ever appealed to me much.
All right. Well, it's getting a 4K restoration, and it's is coming out very soon. And Jeff, sir, we are going to be covering this on future episodes, Decades of Horror 1980s, are we not?
We are. Doc, through his infinite connections, was offered an advance screening link to this film. The new 4K restoration is going to be shown at the Metrograph Theater in New York. From the 1st to the 14th, you can see it online. That's in the way they're set up. And I think starting on the 15th, you can it'll be released nationwide. So, yeah. This is a wacko film, and if the writer director Zawofsky, somebody pitched it in New York to somebody as the man and a woman's marriage breaks up because she's having sex with an octopus, which isn't wrong. So it is, but it isn't. So anyway, it's a crazy film, and I would have predicted it would not fit in Dave's alley, but it's a wacko movie, and I think because of streaming, I think maybe I've had my eye on it for the 80s for a long time, kept watching to see where it would be available streaming, and it never was, and then all of a sudden this comes out, and I'm just like so excited I'm wet my pants, So we're gonna record it Wednesday. And it'll come out on Monday, the 4th. So
the 4th. All right. It's because once we got a hold of this, we totally upset Jeff's plans for the episodes.
Well, that's all right.
All out of whack.
I don't know if anybody else on the 80s crew is excited about it as I am, but we'll find out. So yeah, it's and the other thing that's interesting to me anyway is it's set in Berlin, like the wall runs down the middle of the street that one apartment is on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've seen the movie once, and I can't tell you what that movie's about. I've got to watch it again.
Well, I think people have just been. I think they show that scene where she goes crazy in the subway, and I think that's what intrigues a lot of people about knowing more about the film because they're crazy. It's like,
she's unbelievable. She's unbelievable.
Or yeah,
I don't think you can argue. And so is Sam Neill. It's just the story is just and the cinematography. So anyway, I don't want to review it here, but it's interesting at the very least.
Yeah, Christopher, have you seen it, sir?
Yeah. It's one of those films that's more about the performance than anything else. She does such a standout performance and sort of, and so that's the thing that makes that's its main strength. But everything else is a little bit more.
No love for Sam Neill.
It's like all of her.
I love Sam Neill.
Groceries splattered against the wall. That's that. All the visual elements are just splattered, and I don't think you ever come away thinking like I understand everything that happened there.
I know the ending just blew my mind. Crystal, have you seen it yet? Have you watched it for the? Are you okay? So this is great.
I am gonna watch it for 80s. So
what do you know about this film going into it?
Literally nothing. And now I know that Sam Neill is in it, and I love Sam Neill.
Now you know.
It's a young Sam Neill too.
Yeah,
He's
so
very
he's
young.
super. Yeah,
Such a baby face in this. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like him older, but it's just me. I'm weird.
And I would imagine if it's playing in theaters, it's going to be playing at the Alamo Draft House, right, Christopher?
Yes.
Christopher, you butthead.
All right, let's move on to
make a good little girl vampire.
And I will say, just for people, this really is a much better visual version because I've watched it already and I have the Blu-ray and the visuals are much better than the Blu-ray.
Oh, good.
Okay, so they did a great job with the restoration.
Yeah. Yep.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, we talked about Fantastic Fest, and Christopher named 2 films that played. There is a third one that's getting some buzz, and that is Black Friday, which is coming out later in the year. And the big reason that a lot of us here would want to cover it, outside of the craziness that is supposed to ensue on Black Friday when it just goes all supernatural and bonkers, is that it stars Bruce Campbell and Devon Sawa. Maybe Bruce Campbell a lot more so than Devon, but hey, you got to take what you can get. But it got decent, if not great, reviews from Fantastic Fest, and I'm going to turn this over to Christopher because he is a Bruce Campbell fan. I know we all are, but particularly because of Evil Dead series. So tell us, did you know about this film, and what are you looking forward to with Black Friday?
Yeah, I knew about it. I think I followed the director on Instagram, and I was watching some of the behind the scenes stuff. I think the director was a big fan of him too, and posted. I think the day he wrapped on his role, he had like a behind the scenes things where Bruce Campbell was saying goodbye.
Director's name is Casey Tebo.
Right? Yeah. I was following some of his stuff, and I think it'd also be kind of cool just seeing Bruce Campbell play a different role because I think his role's a little bit more reserved, almost like a preppy sort of nerdy character. So I'm excited to sort of see him do something different instead of it just his wisecracking, a-hole type characters, which I love. But it's, I want to see him stretch as an actor too. So and it's got it's got a good cast of character actors, and it seems to have that sort of horror comedy vibe that I really enjoy. So, and what better way to show people going crazy than the Black Friday holiday for retailers? I mean, that's when people just go nuts for like freaking Cabbage Patch dolls, fighting people.
Cabbage Patch dolls.
That was a long time ago.
But that was a long time ago.
But whatever the new thing, Pound Puppies, PlayStation 5s, whatever it is, people go crazy for it. And
Millennium Falcon.
You can only imagine what happens if something supernatural happened, like a zombie attack or whatever, where people go crazy. They would just feel like, oh, this is the norm. But then like,
or
crap,
a pandemic.
So this is an alien. So but it kind of seems like Invasion of the Body Snatchers type, maybe a little. Are they zombie-like aliens? Do you know?
I'm not even sure. I've been
It
trying
says
not
an
to
alien something, but
Yeah.
or an alien parasite or
but
something.
I just know they're having
but,
to create stuff in the environment and the retail environment to fight him and stuff, and it's
Oh, that's fun.
so I don't know. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and of course, Bruce Campbell being part of it. And it just makes
But-
me like, I hope he'll be available when I start making my features, so he can be my.
Yes. Yeah.
So apparently, just to elaborate on what you're asking, Crystal, the holiday shoppers have been turned into monstrous creatures by a mysterious alien parasite.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So
Alien
it's
parasite.
all of it together. So yeah,
But are they like zombie? You still didn't answer my question.
I guess I didn't.
We'll have to see the
monstrous
movie.
creatures.
I'm like, no, I'm not. Because I'm curious as to, are they going to be in somewhat control? Are they going to be like just mindless? Or I'm so over zombies. I hope it's.
You don't want them to be zombies, alien zombies. Okay.
No.
All right. Dave, are you still with us, bud?
I'm here.
All right, good. I was worried.
It's okay. Calm down.
Looking forward to Black Friday, sir.
Yeah, actually, I hadn't even heard of this until I read this news article. So yeah, this looks like kind of fun. I mean, all we got so far is a still to kind of go by, but it looks like a nice little entourage, little group thing going on. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be something to put on the radar. Some more holiday hijinks.
Oh, hey.
Holiday
We did,
hijinks.
What was the Devon Sawa movie we did on gruesome hunger? The
You gonna make me
remember
look
that?
that up, sir?
Well, the family that lives in the woods.
Hunter.
Oh.
Yeah, and the guy's stalking them, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's in Death Rider in the House of Vampires. He's going to be in the Chucky TV series, which also could have been an article this week. And of course, I guess most people would remember him from way back in the day. I'm going to he was on Idle Hands, right? And why am I missing over what he was in?
Final Destination's what I
Final Destination. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Final Destination. So there you go. You put Bruce Campbell in retail, and I think S Smart.
I was thinking the same. I know.
It's going to be real hard for me not to do that.
There's no room for dark humor there. I don't know if there.
So that'll come out later this year, I would imagine in November. It did get purchased for release. We'll find out, by Screen Media. It'll hit U.S. theaters and VOD in November, they say. So I would imagine, when you get ready to carve your turkey, look for this movie to be out there somewhere, right?
It's also got Courtney Jai White in it as well. He's always kick-ass no matter what he's in. So
there you go.
Michael
Very
Jai.
good.
Did I call him?
So.
I'm sorry.
said Courtney,
Michael
but-
Jai White. I don't know what
I was going to go with it.
I was like, okay.
My bad.
Okay.
Thanks for the
I don't know.
catch.
I wouldn't have known. I just happened to be looking at it right then.
I was like, oh, okay. Sounds good.
I was all with you, man. Just
Me too.
It's awesome.
And before you sign off, Doc, Mira Sorvino did win an Oscar, so I'm just
Thank you. See, yeah.
How many years ago? Anyway.
Wow. How many Oscars do you have, Doc?
around the time Nick Cage did.
The Cage. All right. No,
I have
am
never
really-
heard someone complain about Mira Sorvino as
I'm
an
not.
actress, except for you, apparently.
Yeah, easy target. That's what?
Is she still alive?
You know what, Paul
Hey.
Sorvino? You know what? You better watch it because Paul Sorvino will come after you, and I've heard he's pretty
He's a
rough.
badass.
Yeah,
He was
not
at
a joke.
He was at Horror Hound Weekend when we were down there. Like, so that guy go talk to Paulie, see what he's up to.
Yeah.
Polly. All right. Well, oh my God, we gotta sign off quick before you guys start. All right. So we're looking
Are you talking
forward
funny
to-
haha or funny? Oh no, that's Joe Besson.
Oh yeah.
Man, you all are killing me, and I was going with it too. All right, we have Stranger Things, but TUDUM gave us a first look. Black Phone We got the trailer, not the trailer, but the poster, and the movie debuted at Fantastic Fest. I was hoping the trailer would be out today. I imagine we'll see it soon. Let the Right One In is coming to Showtime, starts filming next year, so we'll keep you up to date when it actually gets released. In the coming weeks, Possession is coming out on 4K. You can first see it at the Metrodome. Did I get that right? Metrograph, same place. And then later in your art house theaters, I would imagine. You're not going to see this at AMC, I don't think, would you? Maybe sometimes you do. But look forward to it. Look forward to Jeff and the crew reviewing it here in the coming weeks. And of course, in November, Black Friday is coming out. Don't know the exact date right now, but when we find out, we will share it with you. All right, that's it. That's our articles this week. And, you know, when you have to talk about Savino, you got to spend extra time. So that's what we did. You're Savino.
Sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna beat your butt. That's
No.
all. That's all. I'll be like, I love her.
Wasn't she in? She was in a.
I thought she was really good in the movie with John Leguizamo.
Mimic?
Really loved it.
Mimic.
Oh
Thank you,
yeah,
Mimic.
she was in great. I liked her in Mimic too.
Mimic, yes. Guillermo del Toro film, right? Christopher G. Moore. I was looking at Christopher G. Moore, waiting for him to answer. And he
Well,
was
that's the one that he didn't have total control over. It's his least favorite film. So.
God, I still liked it though. I thought the creatures were cool.
Well, no, it still was good for what he did, but he had less control over it.
That's what happens early in your career. All right, guys, that's
Yeah.
our horror news for this week. Let us know all the hijinks down below what you thought. I want to thank my crew for putting up with me. Crystal, thank you for joining me. Christopher, Dave, Jeff, you as well.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's what we do on Monday nights, though. This is it.
It's what we do. All right, let's take a night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh,
Hey, what is this? No, we have a schedule, parents. No,
Yeah.
There she